Welcome everybody to our Greene Acres. My name is Teresa. Today's video we're going to get out the Christmas decorations and we're going to start doing some Christmas projects. I hope y'all enjoy the video. Okay, let's get started. And y'all know I love to upcycle pieces that I find at thrift stores and while I'm out yard selling. I picked this piece up at a thrift store and I paid, I think, $2.99 for it. But I love the ornate features to it, and I love that the center is, a good place to where we can put a design. I went over it with some chalk paint, and then I went around and I distressed some of that ornate feature just to bring out some of that base color and just to give it more of a rustic look. Now for the center, I received this pack of transfers. This is called a Gilded Moment, but I'm going to leave a link to these down below, but they come 3 sheets in a pack. So if you love the golds and the silvers and the whites for your Christmas theme, you will love this pack of transfers. And the lovely part about these is they're very easy to cut apart what you want to use, and what you don't want to use you can set aside and use later on another project. Now I thought this wreath fit perfectly in the center of this piece. I'm just going to cut out the center and I'm going to save the poinsettia for another project. Now once I got the poinsettia cut out, then I have this beautiful wreath shape. Now all I'm going to do is I always apply my transfers using some painter's tape so they won't move around, and then I just remove that backing, and then you just go over it with the little scraping tool that they provide with the transfer pack, and that's all you have to do. So you just go over it until it's adhered to your base really well, and then I always go back over it with this clear backing just to make sure it's got, it adheres to the base really well. And now I thought this piece turned out really pretty, and it's got all the neutral colors that I love for my home for the Christmas and the winter season.
Stay with you, so beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. I'm making plans for what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you, 'cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just for you. Let's take a walk and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. Maybe kiss a bit and dream away.
Now the next project is a really fun one, and a lot of times at the dollar stores, Dollar General or Dollar Tree, you can find some really cute little ornament pieces, but we can also bump them up a notch, just use them as blanks and get creative with them and make them into our own ornaments. And that's what I'm going to do with this little bell and this little ornament. You just want to remove what they have on it, and it's really easy because that fabric was only adhered with a little bit of glue and it just come right off. I just peeled everything off and now I've got a blank slate. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chalk paint it with some linen white chalk paint. I'm going to go over it, and then I'm going to go around and I'm going to distress both of them around the edges just using a little sanding block. Now, I thought these turned out really cute, and there's so many options now that you can do with them. You can decoupage on them. You can download some free printables, but I'm going to use the vintage label transfers, and I will also have these linked down below. But if you're looking for some really good smaller type transfers for your projects, I highly recommend these. I have enjoyed these so much. So I'm just going to apply a couple of them that I thought, shaped really well for my pieces. And, and that's all I'm going to do, just apply the transfers to them. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is. We can just embellish these little ornaments now with some little cute bows and some totally dazzled jewelry. And now we've got some really cute little shabby chic ornaments for our tree. Now for this one, I just took some tulle and I just kind of scrunched it up, and I put a piece of little pearl lace ribbon. I think this come from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm going to add a Sola wood flower, and I'm going to have a link to Sola wood flowers down in my description box also. They're great pieces to have to embellish your projects. And then of course I had to add a little pearl, and now we've got a really cute little shabby chic ornament for our tree. Now on this one, I just made a little bow out of some flower sackcloth that I had. I just looped it and tied it in the center. And then I'm just going to add one of these little floral embellishments. You can get these at Hobby Lobby on the wedding aisle. And I'll add a pearl to this one, and this one is done.
Moment will fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you.
I want to invite all of y'all, if you're not already following me over on Facebook at Greene Acres, please go over and follow me there. I put up content over there daily. I do mini reels, I do mini videos, and a lot of times I give y'all sneak peeks of projects that I'm working on that's going to be in upcoming videos. So make sure to go over to Facebook and follow me at Greene Acres. There's two crafting projects that I absolutely love, and that's going to be hang tags and decoupage paper. And I'm going to have a link to the decoupage paper that I use in today's video, but I just found a hanging tag. This one was $5. I think I picked it up at Dollar General, and I think it was a fall item. But I'm just going to flip it around because I want that wood base. I removed all the stickers, and then I'm going to go over it with a couple layers of white linen chalk paint. And the brush that I'm using, y'all, if you want a really good paintbrush, invest in this one, and I will have it linked down below also. It cleans up really easy, and I absolutely love it. I'm about to order another one in a different size. But this decoupage paper right here was so pretty. I love Victorian Christmas scenes, especially with the Santas. So I'm just going to apply some DIY liquid patina. You can also use Mod Podge or whatever crafting medium that you prefer. And then once I've got the whole hang tag covered, then I just place down my decoupage paper where I wanted it so it would all get on the tag. And then I'm going to roll over it with a brayer just to smooth out any wrinkles or bubbles. Now, once it dried really good, I'm just going to go around it with a sanding block, and then I'm just going to remove all those edges. And then your edges are just really smooth and clean looking. And I thought this hang tag turned out so pretty. Now, for this one, I'm just going to add back the little beaded twine embellished hanger that it had on it because I really like those beads. So I just went through, poked the hole back through with a pencil, and then just added the hanger back to it. And I thought this turned out to be a really cute little hang tag piece that, some inexpensive decoupage paper and a $5 hang tag. And now this made a beautiful Christmas decor piece. This next project, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take a couple of ornaments that I got at Dollar General for $1. Now, there's nothing wrong with these like they are, but I love to use these type ornament pieces that are $1 and just kind of put my own spin on them. So I just kind of removed the letters, little wooden letters. You can always use those for another project. And I just went around with my little putty knife and popped those off. And then whatever was left, any kind of residue, I went over it with a sanding block. I painted over it with white linen chalk paint, and now I'm going to use some more decoupage paper. And again, I'm going to have a link for all the decoupage paper that I use in today's video down below. But I love these little Victorian ladies. I thought they were absolutely beautiful, and there's so many of these to choose from, different styles on this one sheet. And there's also some really pretty roses that you can add to your projects also. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can use the roses with these ladies and how pretty and feminine these little ornaments come out. So once I got, my ornaments painted and they dried, now I'm just going around and I'm sizing down my decoupage paper of how I want it to fit inside the ornament, because I'm going to have, too much paper. So I'm just trimming her down so she'll fit, and then again, she's not going to go all the way to the top. So I will embellish the top to give it, something in it so it doesn't look like it, it's just empty. We'll add a bow and we'll add some embellishments. And I'll also show you how we can add some of those little pretty roses at the top just to send it to a different, a whole new level. So again, I'm using DIY liquid patina to apply her. And then once she dries, then I'll show you how I embellish it. Now I'm working on this one. Now this one was easier to work on because it had less letters and they popped off a lot easier. So I just popped them off, and again, I'm just going to go around, sand down those little glue spots and get it as smooth as I can. But really, once you add the decoupage paper, you're not going to be able to tell. Now this one I thought about leaving the border the wood color, but I just went on and painted the whole thing white, and I kind of went around and I distressed the edges of the little ornament a little bit, just to give it more of a distressed, old look. And now this one, I love this decoupage paper right here, this little tag. I think it's so pretty. So again, I'm just adding the liquid patina, and then I'll apply, the decoupage paper down. And like I say, we're just going to add some really pretty embellishments to these. And these type projects like this are something really fun that you can sit down and do sometime, when you want a fun little weekend project, or maybe when the weather gets cold and we're stuck inside. This is just a really fun, easy project that's easy to do, and you just can get really creative with it and have fun. So I just cut out a few of those little roses, and I put those down, and then I'm just going to add a little bow to the top, and then I'm going to add back the little, I just went with the little twine hangers because I felt like they were a little rustic looking. And then this one, I'm just going to add a little flower embellishment that I've had. I've had these little flowers for years, but they make great little embellishments for my small projects. And that's all I'm going to do to these. Hang these now on your tree, and I think these make some really pretty, Victorian shabby chic ornaments. Now, I love to upcycled projects. Y'all, I work on my projects a lot of times 1 and 2 times. But I thrifted this sign last year just like it was, and I put it in a video for my Christmas last year, and I left the jingle, but I showed you a way to embellish it. I'm going to flip it over on the other side. I just chalk painted it, and I distressed it. And now again, I'm using some decoupage paper that I had left over, but it had these 3 little girls on it, and I thought they were so cute. So I'm just going to add these with using some DIY liquid patina. I just cut them out, and I was going to add them to my board, and then I'm just going to go over them with a brayer just to make sure I've got them smoothed out and I've got them worked down on the wood really good. Now, once I've got all of these applied and I let them dry, now all I'm going to do to this piece is I'm going to embellish it with a bow. But I'm going to show you how we can add some detail to our bow tails. Like if you've got a long bow and it's got some really pretty tails, get your transfers out, or you could even get your stamps if you got some small stamps and stamp something on the tails of your bows. This I'm just going to show you real quick. This is just some strips of some stained flour sack cloth, but I'm just going to take some of these little holly and berries, and this is from the IOD Christmas transfer book, and these were kind of small, so I thought they would fit really good. So into my little girls on my wood, they've got like some little reds and greens in them, so I thought this would go really well with the little girls. So I'm just going to go and transfer these on to the fabric, and transfers go on fabric really well. But just look what a great little detail that's going to add to our bow. Now this is a bow that I made last year, but it's just, a really rustic type bow, and I just put some greenery and berries on it, and then I just hot glued my little tails to it, and now this adds such a cute little detail to our bow, and it was so easy and fun to do. the next project is going to be a piece that I got at a yard sale, and I'm just going to flip it over. I thought that was a cute little side, but I just basically flip this over. I don't have to do anything to it. It's already painted white, but again, I've got this decoupage paper, and I want to use it. I ordered a bunch, a few weeks ago from a place, and like I say, I'm going to leave a link down below if you want to go out, and their decoupage paper is very affordable. But I just picked out some that I knew I would have fun, making some Christmas projects with. And so now I'm glad I have them on hand, and I'm just using them. So I thought she would be really pretty on this little palette wood. And then again, I applied her using liquid patina. I'm going over her with a brayer just to smooth her out. And this is the key to decoupage paper to me, is the brayer. But just make sure not to be rough with it. Just gently roll over it, because you can tear your decoupage paper. And then again, I went around the edges once she was dry, and I just used my sanding block, and I just smoothed out the edges and got off the excess paper. Now I'm just making a bow out of some ribbon that I have, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of greenery. I'm going to add that to the corner of her, and that will be, her little embellishment. And I thought this made a really cute little shelf sitter, or, you can sit this out, anywhere in your home. And like I say, it's got all the beautiful Christmas colors in it. Now I'm going to show you a piece that I got at Dollar Tree, and I think I got this last year, but they usually have these every year. But these are these huge ornaments. Now these make great blanks that we can use and just put our own spin on it. Now I'm going to flip it over, but I am going to take this little metal piece off the front of it, because I want to add that to my back, because I do want it to look like a large ornament when I get the back finished. So that was all I did to remove it, was I just got my putty knife, and you just kind of work up under it and just pull it off. Now I'm going to go over it with a couple of coats of white linen chalk paint, and then I'll go around the edges, and I'm going to distress the edges with a sanding block. And I was so excited the other day when I went to my Dollar Tree. They had sanding blocks back in stock. Our Dollar Tree runs out of them, but I love their sanding blocks the best. So, just FYI, if you're in Dollar Tree, always look for their sanding blocks, because they are great to use to distress your projects. So I just hot glued the little ornament back on once I got everything painted and distressed, the little ornament piece. And then I'm just going to take another piece of the Gilded Moments transfer. And I love these, y'all. And this gold and the silver, I thought it would be beautiful on this white. And also, just make that top of that silver ornament just pop. So now I want to add a little bit of French wording to the front of this. Just add a little bit more detail to it. And this is from those vintage label transfers. And remember, I'll have everything linked down below for you. But I'm just going to add these into the center, just to add a little bit more detail to it. That's what makes these projects so fun and unique. You put your own spin on it. You put on it whatever you want. If you like to do transfers, or if you like to decoupage, or if you like to do stamps. If you like to, a lot of people have a Cricut machine and love to do, cut out vinyl. That'll work great too. Now I'm just going to do a rag bow, and you just take assorted pieces of scrap ribbon and fabrics that you may have and put them in an X. Once you get some down, then just tie them really tight in the center with a piece of ribbon, or or a piece of scrap fabric, and then you've got a beautiful bow. Now you always want to just trim down both of your ends to get the bow down to the size you want, and then also just kind of poof it out and work with it. And I always love to layer lace and fabric, and sometimes I even put wired ribbon in mine just to give it a little bit more fullness. Now I'm going to glue the little bow right in the center, and I think this piece turned out so pretty. Now, this next project, I'm going to call her Trash to Treasure because I honestly had this put in the trash. And then I went back out and got it because I'm like, are you crazy? Then I can do something with this. But it is, I bought it at a yard sale a few years ago. It's worn out. The little gold glittery stuff, it comes off. Anyway, I scraped off as much of it as I could so it wouldn't make such a mess. And then I got some little fur, little boas at Hobby Lobby. But I think you could probably find these at Walmart or, any craft store. They're the really small ones. And I think I used 3 for this. But I'm just going to attach hot glue in the places that I needed to when I got started and when you end. And that was all I did. And basically all I'm going to do is just go around and I'm going to wrap 3 strands of this little fur boa around my little Christmas tree form. And I'm just going to upcycle it. And now to me, I'm so glad I didn't throw it away. I'm glad I went back out and I got it out of the trash. Because this just goes to show y'all we don't need to throw anything away because you can pretty much upcycle and refresh just about anything that we have. So again, I'm just kind of, as I go, if I have like some little bare spots, I just kind of work it down into those areas before I glue it. And I wasn't sure if I would have enough of the fur, but of course, as I got to the top, it got skinnier. So that was on my side. So I did have enough, and I ended up cutting a little piece off the end because I had a little bit too much. So this was a fun project. So, and if you don't have any kind of tree forms like this, any kind of cone trees to upcycle, you can always make your cone shape out of a piece of poster board. All you have to do is just fold it up into a cone shape, and that will work just as good. But I love making little decorative Christmas trees like this and just put my own spin on it. Now, once I got to the top, that's where you'll have to add probably the most glue because you've got to work around that little point. But that was really easy to do. And once I got it wrapped up and I got it covered, then I just went and I just trimmed it off. And like I say, I actually had a little bit left. Now, you can embellish this, if you had, more little cone shapes, you can make more of these and just set these out and have like a little winter wonderland. Another great project piece that I found at Dollar Tree this year were these beautiful white little plastic ornaments. Now these come in 2 different sizes. They come in this large size and they also have a smaller size, and you got 2 to a pack. So I got some of those too, and I hope to have those in an upcoming project soon. But I'm going to use the Gilded Moments transfer sheets again. I love these poinsettias, and I thought they would be a beautiful addition to these white ornaments because the whites and the golds and the silvers, I think they just really play well off of this little white Dollar Tree ornament, and it's got the silver, top to it also. Just to give you a couple of different options of, add more color to it, you could add the gold or you could go with the silver. I decided to go with the silver since I had the silver top on the ornament, but you could, just play around with this and go with whatever works for the theme in your home. But as always, I just applied them, and you just burnish them on with that clear backing once you get them applied. And then I just added some, I think this ribbon is from Dollar General, but just with some really pretty little dollar store ribbon, you've got a beautiful ornament now for your tree. Now, before we end the video, I've got one last project for you, and I want to show you how we can now, because once you watch this video, Halloween is going to be over, but we've still got fall and Thanksgiving around the corner. So I want to throw in a really quick and easy little Thanksgiving piece that you could work on. I got these transfers. These will be in my affiliate link also down in my description box, but these are called dried wildflowers. Now, these are absolutely beautiful, and this is the project piece that they had, you know, on the transfer package. So I wanted to try some of these. So you get 3 sheets, again, like the Gilded Moments transfers, and these are absolutely beautiful. So take your pumpkins, and, you know, I think that if you have your store-bought pumpkins that were plastic or of another texture, I think they would work better. I did get them on the real pumpkins, but I had to apply some elbow grease to get these to go on. So just FYI, if you have store-bought pumpkins, like I say, that are faux pumpkins, these transfers may be a little bit easier, because I do not want to irritate anybody's arthritis or give you arthritis. But like I say, I did manage to get these applied to my real pumpkins, and I thought they turned out absolutely beautiful. So like I say, I will have these transfers linked down in my description box. So if you got those leftover pumpkins and you want to put them out and make some beautiful centerpieces for your Thanksgiving table, I think these would add a great addition to now our leftover pumpkins. Okay, y'all, we are at the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope you got some inspiration for some things that you would like to make for the Christmas season. And also, don't forget, if you are not following me over on Facebook, make sure to go over and follow me at Our Greene Acres. And also, I have a home decor page. You can go over and join it, and you can go out and post all the beautiful things that you make. I love to go out there and look and see how creative all of you are. Y'all are such an inspiration to me too. So as always, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I will plan to see y'all next Monday in my next video. Bye, y'all.